Good afternoon, everybody. How are you today? And welcome to the latest edition of Drew Mania Live. Nice to have you with us on this Thursday, the 3rd day of May, the year 2018. And of course, this is yours truly, Angelo Perry. And as always, coming to you live and at you from the busy streets of Brooklyn, New York. And today, I am inside the campus of Long Island University as I chat to you what is happening in the world of sports. We have a lot going on today. We had the matinee, the baseball matinee, as the Mets are losing right now. No surprise. And the Yankees are underway. The Yankees leading 2-0. The Yankees all of a sudden is hitting on the Houston Astros. We get into that, and we get into the baseball. But let's rewind back for a minute for yesterday's game, as from the start of the baseball season, and when the Mets got into a hot winning streak, we felt good. We didn't have to wait till the other shoe to drop, because lately, when the Mets have been solid good, they get into a good. They really take the baseball world by storm, and then the other shoe drop, and then the hurricanes start coming in as we speak right now, and the Mets has fallen from first place to second place, and the Mets are not playing good baseball right now. There's no way around it. And Jacob deGrom, with a hypostatic elbow, is not looking good right now. And let's hope we don't have word yet how long he's going to be out. But this is not looking good at all. And you got shut out by the Braves. It turns out you're not a serious threat in the NL East after all. The Atlanta Braves. This series is unacceptable. This is really, really clearly unacceptable. The Braves, who's not ready to win yet. So that's the Phillies. And Washington is not Washington. And you're the only NL National League East team that has been solid from the start of the season, and now you've fallen from grace. What happened to the bats that was in San Diego? We know what Cespedes can do. Forget about Cespedes right now. Forget about Adrian Gonzalez right now. Forget about these four guys. Last year, you traded Lucas Duda, who was your big bat. And I forget about Todd Frazier for a second. But the guys who's not producing, Trooper Cabrera has not been producing lately. He's on and off. Okay. But he's not performing. He's not performing like he was a couple 2-3 years ago or last year. He hasn't been producing at all. But you get shut out by. I can't get this out of my mind that you get shut out by the Atlanta Braves. On paper, the team stinks. You lose to a team that on paper was not supposed to go anywhere. A team that you are better than. And they have outplayed you the last 3 or 4 meetings. And let me add this too. They outscored you guys. 30 at the last 16. That's unacceptable. And when you're a winning team and when you're a good team, it's not about beating the good teams. It's about beating teams you're supposed to beat. And to me, the Mets, if they're gonna be taken serious in the division, they have to beat teams that they're supposed to beat. And so far, they haven't showed they can't beat Atlanta. They showed you. Remember, 2 or 3 weeks ago, they got rained out of Atlanta. And it was a 4-game series. 3 or 4 games. And they could have lost this series. But the final game was rained out. And they lost 3 out of 1, I believe. You expect that for the Washington Nationals. You didn't expect that from the Atlanta Braves. Listen, I'm not trying to knock the Atlanta Braves, but I gotta call it the way I see it. This is unacceptable. And the question can be: Jason Vargas is Jason Vargas going to take the place of Jacob deGrom? Is he? That's the question we need to ask right now if you're a Mets fan. Because things are not looking good at all. Now you're no longer in first place. The only thing you should be grateful for that it's a long season and there's a long way to go. That's all you should be satisfied. Having said all that, what does it say if you lose the Atlanta Braves? How do you explain to us Mets fans we got swept by the Atlanta Braves, and not only that they took first place out of us? That looks terrible. Terrible. And I don't know what else to say at this point. I really don't. Because as a Mets fan, and I know you Mets fans will probably feel the same way, that we was riding high, and maybe we look too high. Maybe we look at October right in the face. If we continue to play like this, we may not see October. Or see September, I should say. But if you get back on track and play well, things could turn in your favor. But last year, we went through an injury blow for this Mets team. Let's hope we don't go through this again. And hopefully pick up the pieces. But here's the good news. And let me look at the bright side. We're still in 500. As long as we stay over 500, as long as we don't see 500 or below or under, we all right. As long as we stay above 500, we should be fine. We'll take the wild card. We'll take the division. But now it's we're getting deeper into the season. And I know it's still early. I understand that. It's still early. But now it's time to say, you know what? It's time to look at us in the mirror. It's time to look at us in the mirror and start playing baseball. Start by winning start by winning today, or win against Colorado. Because baseball is a sprint. Baseball is a marathon. We all know how a marathon goes. Whoever have enough stamina will win the race, basically. But the Mets have to get back on track. No doubt about it. And on that note, let's move on to the NBA playoffs. The only game that happened yesterday was what a performance by Utah. That's how you answer back to one of the most explosive offenses in the NBA. By the time, even though Houston took the lead late in the third quarter, and they stayed in the lead for a while. But after that, Utah, they had no answers for Utah. And if Utah play like this, chances are they could give Houston fits. But even though you still expect the Rockets to win the game, but I don't. But going to Utah, it won't be easy. Is a tough place to play. As I said this before, Utah is one of the most toughest places to play in the NBA, especially when it comes to the playoffs, because we all know how that fan base gets. We all know. We've seen it last year. We've seen it in the past. We've seen it this year. And as far as the Rockets gotta come off with better energy than that. And you know what's funny? Charles brought it up. They had no energy in this game. And that's the mindset Houston has been playing all season long. And I noticed. I don't know why I didn't pay attention. I don't know why I didn't look at it before. But they play this the nonchalant. I don't give a crap. I'm supposed to beat you. And they don't take that. You underestimate your opponent, which is dangerous. As a competitor in any sport, you should never take anybody. You should never underestimate the opponent. I don't care how. It doesn't matter how weak it may seem. And the Rockets do that all season long, and eventually it came back to bite them. Eventually. And your real rookie of the year, Donovan Mitchell, had a sensational game. You saw that dunk he did? That was I thought for a second this was jam session. He went jam session on the Rockets, really. And James Harden having James Harden game. But the thing about this Rockets team is they have this nonchalant attitude, like, yeah, they're cocky. It's like, I'm supposed to beat you. Just like the Warriors. And let me say this about their fan base. They don't give you, when it comes to the NBA playoffs, the fans really give the team energy. And last night, they had no energy whatsoever. Except when they take the lead. And even then, when the Jazz regained the lead, it was a flat. The Rockets.